What's good, Horror Horde? It's your boy Horror Gamer. Did you miss me? I missed me. Did you? You don't have to answer that. It's all good. Just fucking with you. I'm here today with another movie review for you, and today is a little bit of a special request. See, my boy Eric, he requested that I do a review on a Stephen King classic, Pet Semetary. Alright, now where do I begin with Pet Semetary? Shit. Alright, this movie is off the chain. This movie, like, your boy Horror Gamer doesn't scare very easily. There's a few movies out there that get to me. That's one of them. Let me tell you something. This movie was one of my favorite movies as a kid, but it also was one of the ones that scared the crap out of me. So basically, before we get into anything, y'all know your boy Horror Gamer has spoiler alerts out there all day, every day. So if you haven't watched it, watch it, come back for the rest of the review. I'll wait. Alright, I'll just mess with you. But no, watch it, come back, enjoy the review, leave a comment, whatever. Okay, so here we go. It starts off, the opening montage has it's one of the creepiest montages I've ever seen in my life. It shows like the cemetery and everything, the pet cemetery, and these little kids are talking. It has like this voice montage of these kids talking to their pets, and it's just all around fucking creepy. Okay, this is some creepy shit, you know. So anyway, this family moves into this house. It's right along this really busy, truck busy road. That's where a lot of pets get killed, and that's why Pet Semetary is so big, because, these pets get out on the road and get fucked up. So, it starts off this family waking up for breakfast or whatever. They're going to take the little girl's cat, I think his name's Church. They go to take her cat Church to the vet so he can, get it snip, because they think that it will help him from running away and stuff and everything, and help his temperament. And so the girl has this thing about dying. She's really, it gets scares her and everything. And she's like, "Daddy promised me that, Church isn't going to die." And, Dad looks for a minute. And the mom says, "Oh, come on, Doc, make the little girl a promise." And he's like, yeah, I promise. And then when the little girl's like, "Yeah, terrific, runs out of the room and stuff. The dad looks at the mom and says, if something happens to this cat, you're going to be the one to explain, because it really pissed him off. Okay, so move forward a little bit. They get ready to leave for work, and then the maid or whatever comes in. She's always having problems with her stomach, and the guy, the husband's a doctor. So he's got a job at the medical school or whatever, and they get into this conversation. He asks her how she's feeling. No better, no worse. Well, anyway, so he gets to the school and everything, and he gets to work, and all of a sudden, all hell's breaking loose. They pull this guy in who gets, I guess, hit by this car with a hit and run. And he gets fucked up. Like, his head's all busted open, and you can see his brain matter, and he's bleeding, and this dude's dead. Like, he's dead on arrival, DOA. So he's sitting there, and the doctor sees him come to life, and he's telling him about this cemetery. This pet, don't do it. Don't go to the forbidden grounds or cursed grounds, something like that. I'm not paraphrasing because I don't know the movie word for word, but yeah, he's like, don't go to the cursed grounds. And then, so, you fast forward the movie a little bit, you meet the neighbor, which, let me tell you something. If you don't know the movie, the show The Monsters, bruh, Herman Monster, yo. I thought, man, and this guy can act. The guy who plays Herman Monster, you all knew him from comedy like The Monsters, but this guy's an all-around, this guy can act, because you can feel for him in this movie, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, they meet, they become friends, they sit there, drink beer, and talk or whatever, and he plays a pretty decent part of the movie. Well, fast forward a little bit, the girl, the mom, the son, and the little girl, they all go away on vacation or whatever to see the wife's parents. And while they're away, church, the cat gets hit by a fucking truck and dies. Okay. Shit. Well, anyway, the little girl calls, as you know, the dad's getting the cat, and first thing she fucking says, hey, Daddy, is church okay? And he's devastated. He doesn't want to tell her. He's devastated. Her cat, her favorite cat in the world, just got fucking killed. So the neighbor says, okay, I'm going to take you to a place and we're going to bury the cat. So they go into Pet Semetary, but they go further than Pet Semetary. Further, deep into the woods, on top of this stone mountain thing. And they bury the cat, but the neighbor's like, each buries his own. So they're sitting here, he buries the cat, and they leave, they go home, and he crashes on the bed. Next fuck day, wakes up, goes outside, boom! There's the cat, standing in front of the fucking door. Let me tell you something, this cat was dead. This cat was deader than dead. I mean, he was last right, test done. But somehow he's back. So the guy goes over to the neighbor and says, basically, I'm paraphrasing here, bruh, what happened? What the hell's going on, you know? So the guy sits him down, he tells him this story about back in the 1920s. There was this guy who was devastated that his son was killed in World War II. And so they brought back his body, and he buried him up there, and he came back. Okay? But when he came back, he didn't come back. You know what I'm saying? He didn't come back like he was. He came back different. And then the neighbor also told him the story about the time his dog got caught up in barbed wire and got cut and infected and stuff. And he buried him up there. And then it shows the mom hanging laundry. She pulls the laundry down. There's a dog all filled with pus and scabs, and he's just sitting there snarling at her, you know. And then the mom tells him, you know, come get your dog. He stinks of the earth that you buried him in. And it was, oh man, like whatever gets buried up there comes back, but it doesn't come back the way it went up. It loses all of its, you know, I don't want to say memory, but it loses its soul basically, and what comes back is something different, something evil. Okay, so comes back, you know, the damn cat, he's laying in the tub, there's a fucking dead rat in the tub with him, he's flipping out, yelling at him, and then, here we go, we fast forward a little bit, and here's the part that kind of sucks, it's rough, okay? They're having a family picnic with the neighbor, they're flying kites, and the little boy's holding the kite, and the kite slips out of his hand. And the wind takes the kite, and the little boy's chasing the string to try to find it, you know, to try to get the kite back. Well, the kite and the string go into the road. And here comes a big ass truck. Like, this part's hard for me to talk about because it's so well done, it feels real. So here comes a truck. Little boy runs out in the middle of the road. Truck doesn't have time to stop. The truck hits the little boy and kills him. And the scene, it doesn't show the little boy get hit, but it shows his shoe rolling across the gravel. And the dad just like screaming, and it shows like a video montage of when he was born, him holding the baby and everything. It was so heartbreaking, the scene. It was just so, it grabbed you by the heart and just ripped it the fuck out your chest. I couldn't imagine what my man's went through. Okay. So, the funeral, the girl, his wife, his father-in-law and him get into this fight, and they fucking knock down the casket, and the casket opens, and you see the boy's arm fucking, oh man, it was rough. And, it was tough. That was a tough scene. Alright, so what happens after that is the wife and the kids go back to where you know, the wife's parents live for a while to get away, and they're basically, I guess, going to leave, and they're going there, and he's going to finish up some stuff and I guess meet him. So he then, after they leave, decides, well, it worked on Church, it's got to work on Gage. So he digs up his son, and he's sitting there in the graveyard holding his dead son, saying, you know, it wasn't right, I'm going to bust you out, you know, and then he takes him up to this ground and he buries him. Okay. And he goes home and he just lays there. Well, Gage comes back, but Gage doesn't come back as lovable Gage. He comes back as something else. So the neighbor's sitting there drinking beer, you know, whatever, and smoking cigarettes, and he kind of nods off. Well, he wakes up because he hears some commotion in his house. He goes in and he hears like a little pitter patter of little feet and a little kid laughing, and he's like, he knows. He's like, Gage, is that you? He's like, come on out, Gage. And you know, Gage is like, I want to play, you know, just really fucking creepy. And then, you know, so it's basically this fucked up demented game of hide and seek at this point. So, you know, I'm going to call him Herman because y'all know Herman walking around the house looking for him. He looks under the bed, doesn't see him, and then when he gets up to walk away, the little boy's hand comes out and slices his Achilles, bro. Oh, God, every time I see that, it makes me crazy. It's like, oh, that's deep. And it drops him, and he's laying there holding his thing, oh, and the little kid comes up, fucking slices his face, and then, you know, he's sitting there, oh, and he cuts his throat, and he kills him. So the dad realizes, you know, I gotta do something. You know, he's not the same Gage. And so he has to kill Gage, and he decides, well, he has to kill Church too, because they don't belong in the land of living. While all this is going on, his daughter, thousands of miles away, is having a nightmare. And the guy from the beginning who got busted up by the car with his brains all out, he was telling her, you know, get somebody over there and stop him. He's making a fucking mistake. So his name was Pascal. And she's trying to say it to her mom because he had the father had told the wife earlier about the guy. And she's like, she kept saying Pascal or something like that. And then she sent her back up to bed. She's like, oh shit, Pascal. And then the guy's like, the ghost is standing right next to her. He's like, yeah, Pascal. And then she realizes, well, maybe she needs to go check this out. So she takes the next plane back to the husband to see what the hell he's doing. And she's sleeping on the plane. And let me tell you something. The next part I'm about to discuss fucked with my head for years. She has this dream about her sister who had this fucking deformity. And bruh, she's sitting there and the noises, she's, you know, and she keeps having flashbacks of it while she falls asleep on the fucking plane. And she has this dream she's walking up to the room where her sister was at. And then her sister's laying on bed and she sits up. And she's all like, I'm gonna get you, you know. Just, oh God, some weird shit that just, oh my God. I get chills just talking about it. That was fucking creepy. Because apparently she let her die. She let her choke to death instead of helping her out. And oh my God, man. Oh, some creepy shit. Well, anyway, you know, the dad hits Church with some kind of fluid, you know, and kills him with this, puts it in a stake and, you know, fucking gets him with it. And so Church dies. So he's going around and stuff. Well, the mom gets there and goes into the neighbor's house. And she sees the neighbor dead. So she starts screaming and stuff, and then the little boy's like, Mommy, I want to play with you. And so she's all like shocked that he's alive, so she goes and gives him a hug or everything, and he fucking stabs, you know, cuts her eye out. So the dad's looking for the little boy. He's going to shoot him in the neck with some kind of poison that's going to kill him. And he goes over to the neighbor's house because that's where the baby's at. And when he gets there, he's looking around for it. He discovers, you know, Herman laying on the ground. And he's all like, Gage, what did you do? And then he pulls down attic door, and when the attic door comes down, here comes the mom, all dead. And he looks at her, he's just crying, you know. There's his wife with her eye cut out, just dead. And then here comes, you know, Gage, and he's like, come here, buddy, you know, come here. And he gives him a hug, and then Gage like cuts it. And then, you know, they start have a little struggle. He's getting ready to shoot him, knocks the thing out. And then he ends up getting the needle, hits Gage in the neck with it. And then Gage is all like, starting sad, no fair, walking around, stumbling, and boom, falls over dead. So he ended his son's life for the second time, and he killed the family cat. Man, that's gotta be some shit. And his wife's hanging there just dead. So he picks his wife up, and he's like, it didn't work the first time, you know, because he's trying to basically come up with an excuse why Gage came back evil, and he's taking his wife up there to bury her. So he takes his wife up, buries her, and when he comes home, he sees the footprints of his wife. And then he's standing there, she comes up from behind him, and he turns around and gives her a kiss, and when he's doing that, she has a knife and she's getting ready to stab him. And then that's when the movie ends. So, basically, let me tell you something. Pet Semetary is off the fucking chain. If I'm going to give it anything out of 10, I'm going to give it a 9.8. It was damn near a perfect movie. There was a couple things, but you know what? That's nor here nor there. That was damn close to being a perfect movie. And Eric, my boy, my dog, thank you so much for recommending that. I haven't seen it in a while. Wanted to see it again. Thank you. And for everybody else, my boy Eric also has his own YouTube channel called Hey Internet, Eric here. Check it out. I'm gonna leave a description, a link in the description below. And he does, you know, horror movie retrospectives. He does superhero movies. He does all around everything. He does unboxing videos. My favorites are like the retrospectives, and his collection videos are pretty damn awesome. And he all around just killer content. So if you guys, you know, hit him up, give him a like button. He deserves it. Eric, bro, keep up the good work, man. I'm definitely a huge fan of the content. So, alright, y'all. Until next time, this has been your boy Horror Gamer letting y'all know, hey, don't fear the dark.